بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. The third part of the Seerah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Again, alhamdulillah, through the karam and the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have managed to cover the family lineage of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And just a small recap, that we mentioned that Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his family lineage was pristine and prestige. It was protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because we learned that according to the Arabs, family lineage was very, very important. Family lineage was everything. You were dependent upon your family lineage, because of which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He made sure that each and every child that was born in the family lineage of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was born through a wedlock, was born through a marriage. Thereafter we spoke with regards to those people who have come in the family lineage of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We said, number one, we spoke about Abdullah, Hazrat Abdullah. Now we spoke with regards to his marriage to Bibi Amina, and we also spoke with regards to how he passed away coming back from Syria, and he was only 18 years of age according to the narration, according to the opinion taken by most of the ulama. Thereafter we also spoke about Abdul Muttalib. Now Abdul Muttalib, we said that he was fayyad, very, very generous. And each and every traveler that would come to Makkatul Mukarramah would sit on the dastakhan of Abdul Muttalib. And also each and every Haji who would travel to Makkatul Mukarramah would come upon the dastakhan of Abdul Muttalib. Also we mentioned with regards to the Byzantine emperor, he also had offered his daughter to Abdul Muttalib, but anyways he said no to the Byzantine emperor's daughter, and he got married to a woman called Fatima. Thereafter, anyways, all this happened. But anyways, after that was Hashim, again very, very generous, and we spoke with regards to Hashim. Now the next part of the seerah is with regards to the birth of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now this was one of those things which were most important things that had happened in the Islamic calendar. Approximately 50 or 55 days after the incident of the elephants, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was born. Now according to one narration, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was born on the 12th of Rabi'ul Awwal. Now this is the opinion which is very, very famous. The second opinion is that Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was born on the 8th of Rabi'ul Awwal. This is the opinion towards which most of the muhaddithin have gone towards. So there is a debate, either 12th or the 8th of Rabi'ul Awwal. Now there is no ikhtilaf, there is no debate within the fact that it occurred on a Monday. Now Monday was a very, very significant day. The reason being is that number one, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was born on a Monday. Number two, the very first revelation which was revealed upon Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, this also happened on a Monday. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he migrated from Makkatul Mukarramah to Madinatul Munawwara on a Monday. Also Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he passed away on a Monday. So 12th of Rabiul Awwal or 8th of Rabiul Awwal. But there is no ikhtilaf, there is no debate with the fact that Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was born on a Monday. Nevertheless, Fatima bint Abdullah, she mentions that she can still picture, she can still remember the night when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was born. She says that we were in the labor room where Bibi Amina, she was giving birth to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. She mentions that each and every corner of that room was filled up with nur. She says that I looked up and I could see that the stars had come so low upon the heavens that it was as if they were about to fall upon our heads. So the stars also came down to witness the birth of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. She says that it was completely new. She says also, there's a narration that they mention that we have never ever seen a delivery such easy. We've never seen a delivery which was more easier than the delivery of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allah Ta'ala says, حَمَلَتْهُ أُمُّهُ كُرْهَا وَوَضَعَتْهُ كُرْهَا. That the mother, she holds the baby for 9 months in her stomach with great difficulty. Thereafter she delivers this child again with great difficulty, with great pain. But the birth of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam was very, very easy, very, very sahl, asan, very, very easy. They also mention when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam was born, he came upon the face of this earth in such a way that when the onlookers were looking at Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his satar was not exposed. You could not see the satar of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. If you look at Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam from the angle that the people were sat, they were not exposed to the satar of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And one of the first things what Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam did when placed onto the ground is that Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he prostrated before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He fell into sajda before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the very first things that Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam did. Now we all know when a baby is born, it has lots of dirt and filth on the baby, blood, etc. But Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he was born completely free of dirt. No sign of dirt whatsoever. Now what happens when a baby is born? The very first thing we do is that we clean this baby. After cleaning this baby, a person will read the adhan in the right ear and the iqamah in the left ear. Thereafter they shave the baby's hair, the full head is shaved. If despite it being a girl or a boy, you will shave the hair before the 7th day. Anyways, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, like we mentioned, he was completely free of any filth or any sort of dirt. On the night when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam was born, there was a Jewish businessman, and he said that I have a strong feeling that the Nabiyyu Akhiruz Zaman, the very last Nabi to come upon the face of this earth, he has been given birth today. He said that I have a very, very strong feeling. Please, O Quraysh, go and inquire. Anyways, Quraysh did not show any sort of attention towards him. But after he said that this Nabi that has been given birth today, between his shoulder blades is the mahr of Nubuwwat, the seal of prophethood. After which, the Quraysh, they get up and they went out to inquire with regards to who has been given birth. Upon acknowledgement, they came to know that Abdul Muttalib, his grandson, has been given birth today. So they told this Jewish businessman, and he insisted that please take me to this place. After he was taken to the place where Bibi Amina was and Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam was, after seeing the mahr of Nubuwwah, he fell unconscious. And after waking up from this unconscious state, he says that from today, the Nubuwwat has been taken away from the Banu Israel. It has been given away to the people of Makkah, and it has been given away to the people of the Quraysh. Also on the night of the birth of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, great events occurred. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he was making an announcement to the people that today the greatest man to ever step foot upon the face of this earth has entered the earth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was making this announcement. This is why there was a fire which was burning for years upon end. A very holy fire which the Majus, the fire worshippers, used to worship. Now it was burning and burning for so many years. Upon the night when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam was born, it extinguished. Also on that very night there was a holy lake, a holy river. This river also dried up on the night when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam was born. Also 14 pillars of the Kisra, one of the most powerful men of the time, the Kisra, the emperor of Persia, 14 of his balconies came crashing down upon the birth of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Anyways, he was worried that all of these things in one night, what is happening? He was worried, so he called his fortune tellers and he took mashwara from them, and he asked them that what has happened tonight, that all these things are happening gradually and all these things are happening one after the other. The fire has extinguished, the lake has dried up, 14 of my balconies, 14 of my pillars have come crashing down. What is happening? So the fortune tellers, they had a direct connection with the jinns. So these jinns would go up into the heavens and they would try to listen to what will happen with regards, they would try to listen to the discussions that are happening in the heavens. And thereafter they would come down upon the face of this earth and they would tell these fortune tellers who had direct connections with the jinns. So they came and told these fortune tellers. These fortune tellers told the Kisra. Now the Kisra, after coming to know that the reason why all these things are happening is because Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam has been born. So he inquired from them that why, okay, I understand. The Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam has been born. This is why the fire has extinguished and also the lake has dried up. But why did 14 of my pillars come crashing down? Why did 14 of my pillars come crashing down? So they mentioned the reason is because in your family lineage from now on there will only be 14 more kings. Now upon hearing this, the Kisra, he became happy. That okay, 14 more, that means that in my family lineage the kingship will carry on. So let's say 30 years each king will get. That's still a long time. But little did he know, just in the first 4 years, 10 of the kings, because of fighting and quarreling, 10 of the kings, they died because of killing each other. And in the time of Hazrat Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the Persian Empire was taken away. In the time of Hazrat Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, it was conquered. Anyways, this was with regards to the birth of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Now also, on the 7th day, the aqiqah and naming is done of the child. Now the naming of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, it happened on the 7th day. Likewise, this is what we do. The aqiqah is done on the 7th day. Now just fi masail with regards to aqiqah. It is the sunnah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam to do the aqiqah according to the Shawafi' madhab. According to the Ahnaf, it is desirable, it is mustahab to do the aqiqah. It is not necessary, you do not have to do the aqiqah. And aqiqah is done on the 7th day, thereafter you name the child. And if it's a girl, then you will only slaughter 1 goat or 1 sheep. If it's a boy, then you slaughter 2 goats or 2 sheep. Yeah, so 1 goat or 1 sheep. If it's a boy, then 2 goats or 2 sheep. And the reason why they mention that when it's a girl you only sacrifice 1 and not 2 is because a boy, when he grows up, he becomes an asset to the family. He earns a livelihood and he helps the parents. For this reason, the ulama, they mentioned one of the reasons why we have to sacrifice 2 instead of 1 is that we have to show more gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to show more gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has blessed us with a boy who will become an asset for us in the future. But the ulama, they also mention, and it also comes in a narration that Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and Hazrat Hassan and Hazrat Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhuma were born, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he only slaughtered 1 for each. So Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam only slaughtered 1 for each. And like I mentioned, it's okay. If you do not have money, then you can only slaughter 1. But anyways, even it's not something which is necessary, which you have to do. Anyways, the name of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was given by Abdul Muttalib. And also, Bibi Amina, the mother of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, she was also inspired by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by a dream. That name your son Muhammad. Now this name Muhammad, nobody else had this name. This was an unrecognized name. This is why when Abdul Muttalib, he had named Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam Muhammad, the Quraysh, they turned around and they said that why did you name him Muhammad? No, none from amongst our forefathers have ever had this name. We have never recalled this name Muhammad. It is completely new. So Abdul Muttalib, he says that I had seen a dream. And also the reason why I'm calling him Muhammad and I'm naming him Muhammad is because I want the Allah, the Lord of the heavens, the owner of each and every treasure. I want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the heavens and each and everything in the heavens and each and everything upon the face of this earth to sing the praise of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is why his name was Muhammad, the one who is praised. Also Bibi Amina, she saw in a dream that she is holding a very noble child in her womb. And she saw that she was told that this child that you are holding will be a Nabi of his time, he will be a leader of his time. And name him Muhammad or Ahmad, or in another narration, she was told that name him just Muhammad. And it is for this reason Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was given the name Muhammad. After the 7th day, the Quraysh were fed and the aqiqah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was done. For approximately 2 or 3 days, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was breastfed by his mother Bibi Amina. Thereafter, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, upon the 6th and the 7th day, if I can recall correctly, it was the 6th or the 7th day, that Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was given milk by a woman named Thuwayba. She was the slave of Abu Lahab who was set free by her. So she was given, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was given milk by her. This is why Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, whenever he used to see Thuwayba, he used to give her gifts. he used to show extreme kindness to Thuwayba. After getting married to Hazrat Khadija radiallahu ta'ala anha, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he was often visited by Thuwayba. And also when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he migrated to Madinatul Munawwara, he would send gifts from Madinatul Munawwara to Makkatul Mukarramah for Thuwayba. After Thuwayba had passed away, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he inquired with regards to where is Thuwayba? What has happened to Thuwayba? And after coming to know that she has passed away, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he inquired with regards to her family. And after finding out who her family was, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam would show gratitude and show kindness towards her family. Anyway, Thuwayba, she was set free by Abu Lahab. And the reason why she was set free was when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam was born, Thuwayba sent this message. She came with this message to Abu Lahab that the grandson of Abdul Muttalib has been given birth. Now out of joy and happiness, Abu Lahab, he decided to set Thuwayba free. So with his finger, he said that Thuwayba, you are free to go. You have been set free. You are no longer my slave. Out of happiness of the birth of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhuma, he mentions that once after the demise of Abu Lahab, he saw Abu Lahab in a dream. And he was in a very, very pitiful state. He was being punished by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he asked Abu Lahab that what has happened to you? Why are you in the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Why are you in this state? So Abu Lahab, he said to Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, that ever since I have come into the akhirah, I am being punished by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Except for on a Monday, that yukhaffiful adab, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he gives me a little bit of respite. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he gives takhfif. He lessens this punishment that he has put upon me. And he says the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done this is because on a Monday I can remember that Thuwayba had come to me and she had told me with regards to the birth of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And when I found out with regards to this birth, I had set Thuwayba free using this finger. And he says in another narration that Abu Lahab, he said that on a Monday Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives him water to the amount of this finger, to the amount of his finger, because he used this finger to set free Thuwayba on a Monday when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam was born. Anyways, after Thuwayba, it was the culture of the Arabs. It was the culture of the Arabs that they would send their child to the villages. Now there are 3 reasons why they would send them to the villages. One of the reasons was because they wanted to secure and make sure that the language of this child is secured. Because so many Hujjaj used to come to Makkatul Mukarramah. Makkatul Mukarramah was like a city center of the time. People would come for business, the Hujjaj would come, travelers would come. Now people are coming with different languages. Now they were scared that this child will grow up learning other languages and he will forget the Fusha, Arabic, which is Fusha, the Fasih, the lingual Arabic, he will forget it. For this reason, they knew that the villagers, they spoke Arabic, which was completely Fusha, Fasih. For this reason, they would send the child over to the villages. The second reason is that in the cities, you will see that the child is pampered. The child is pampered. For the villagers, they would make sure that their children remain strong and tough. So also the people of Makkatul Mukarramah, they decided that, you know what, we want to also make sure that our children are also strong and tough. For this reason, they would send them out to the villages. Now even till today, even though we see that the Arabs, they are very, very rich. Very, very rich. They are literally swimming in petrol, and because of which they are very, very rich. Now one thing to remember, even till this day, today, the Arabs, if they live in the city center, they will send their children away to the villages. And they will make sure that they learn how to ignite fire, how to make fire using wood. And they would also make sure that they know how to milk a cow, how to milk a camel using its udder. This is the things that even till today the Arabs do. This is why, because culture is very important in the eyes of the Arabs. From the time of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam till this present day, culture is very important. And one thing with regards to us, we have forgotten culture. Culture is not even important to us anymore. As soon as the baby is born, we want to make sure that this baby, it becomes as much liberal as it can become. We want to make sure that it becomes westernized as much as it becomes so. This is why we don't even teach it our mother tongue, which is Gujarati. We find it embarrassing that if the child is to speak Gujarati, we find it embarrassing. My dearest friends in Islam, knowing a different language is not something embarrassing, it is actually clever. This will aid and this will assist the child. So going away from the culture is not going to actually achieve anything. So do not forget your culture. Anyways, this was one of the reasons why the Arabs used to send their children to the villages. A third reason why the Arabs used to send their children to the villages was, number one, I mentioned, because to make them tough. Number two, to make sure that the language is lingual, it is fasih. And number three, I can't recall correctly, but number three, there was another reason. Anyways, if I remember, inshallah, I will also mention it. So the Banu Sa'ad, the women of Banu Sa'ad had come to Makkatul Mukarramah. Like it was the custom of the Arabs to send them away. So the Banu Sa'ad had come to pick these children up. Now they mention that each and every woman which came, they were looking at Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and they would come to know that this Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he is a yatim, he does not have father, he does not have a father. So they would leave Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, they would abandon Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and they would take another child instead of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And the reason is that straight away they wouldn't take any money. And even after they bring the baby back, after just say 2 years, even then they wouldn't take any sort of money, but they would expect a gift from the family. But Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, because he did not have a father, they did not expect anything. So for this reason they abandoned Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Halima Sa'diyah, who had also come with the Banu Sa'ad, with the women of the Banu Sa'ad, she had come with her husband. She mentioned that I saw that each and every woman had a baby with her. She mentioned that at that time I was stricken with poverty. I was starving out of hunger. I had no food. And I had my own biological son. And I could just about breastfeed and feed my own biological son. Because I had lack of nutrition. Because of a lack of nutrition, I did not have milk. And for this reason, I could not give milk to my biological son. So I thought to myself, that if I take this baby, this one only baby which is left, if I am to take this child, will I be able to feed him or not? But anyway, she put her trust into Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and she said to her husband that, you know what, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us barakah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open the doors. Allah ta'ala, he mentions in Hadith Qudsi, Ana inda dhanni abdi bi. I am with my servant the way my servant thinks of me. Little did any other woman know that this yatim that they were looking at, he was not any ordinary yatim. He was durre yatim. He was a rare pearl. And yes, this Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, this yatim, he did not have a father. But little did they know the guardian, the mentor of this child was none other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this very yatim will grow up to become the conqueror of Syria. He will be the possessor and the owner of the treasures of Syria. Anyways, Halima Sa'diyah, she mentions that I had picked up Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. I embraced Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and she mentioned that from this point onwards, I saw the barakah, I saw the doors opening up. She says that my breasts were filled up with milk. She says that I breastfed Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam and my own biological son until they drank up till they filled. She mentioned that, okay, now we were ready to go back to the villages. She said that as we were about to depart, she mentioned that when I was coming from the village to Makkatul Mukarramah, the conveyance that I had come with, it was a donkey. Now this donkey was very, very slow. Compared to all the other conveyances, my conveyance was very, very slow. It was lacking and it was lagging. She mentioned once we were returning back to the Banu Sa'ad, back to my village, she says that my conveyance was darting forward, was walking very, very briskly. So the women, they turned around, the women, they turned around and they asked that, Halima Sa'diyah, is this the very same conveyance that you had come with from Banu Sa'ad? So she mentions, yes. I don't know, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me lots of barakah since the time I have upheld this baby, I have held this baby. She mentioned that when we went back to Banu Sa'ad, the culture of the time was that the people, they would send their shepherds with the camels. They would send the shepherds with the camels for grazing, that they would feed the camels. Now there weren't very much places, obviously it was Arabia where there is so much sun everywhere. So they said that they say there are a few places where you could find grass where the camels could go and eat. So they mentioned that the shepherds would take these goats, they would take these camels, they would come back, and we would see that Halima Sa'diyah, her camels and her goats are becoming very tough and very strong, and they are becoming fat. So the people, they inquire from the shepherds that, why don't you also take our camels to that very same place where the shepherds of Halima Sa'diyah are taking them to graze? So they mention that we are also taking them at that very same place. But we do not know why that the camel of Halima Sa'diyah, despite it being very, very old, despite it being weak and feeble, despite it having nothing, this old she-camel of Halima Sa'diyah, which they had no hope with regards to, now it is giving so much milk and it is becoming tough and strong. So they are saying that we do not know what is happening. Halima Sa'diyah, she said that it is Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has opened the treasures up for me. Since this baby has come into my life, since that day that I made an intention that I am going to take this child with me, I am going to look after this child, since that day Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has been assisting me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has opened those doors of barakah. So she mentioned after 2 years, after keeping Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the time came, it was a custom that they would stay for approximately 2 years. The time came that I had to return back to Makkatul Mukarramah, and every other child was gone back to their family, and I was in great sorrow and great grief that now Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he is departing. So she pleaded and she persuaded Bibi Amina that let Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam stay with me. Let him stay with me. Bibi Amina, she said that this is my charming baby. Why should I let him go? I also want to look after Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So she kept insisting and she pleaded Bibi Amina, and she made up an excuse. She said that, you know what, the time of Hajj is round the corner and the Hujjaj will be coming in and they will come. Yes, so the third reason why they used to go to the villages was because the Hujjaj would come and they would come with diseases and infections. And obviously when a baby is born, the immune system is very, very weak. So obviously this will have a detrimental effect on the baby. For this reason, hence why they would send them away to the villages so that they become strong again. Anyways, so Halima Sa'diyah, she used this as an excuse. She said that, you know what, Hajj is round the corner, the people will come, the Hujjaj will come, and the baby, because of his weak immune system, it could be affected. That please, again, let me take it back with me. So anyway, Bibi Amina, she agreed, and Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam and Halima Sa'diyah, they went back to the village of Banu Sa'ad. Inshallah, next week we will go on to the childhood of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Anyways, so far in the family lineage of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, we have covered Muhammad bin Abdullah bin Abdul Muttalib bin Hashim bin Abdul Manaf. The next person in the family lineage of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam is Abdul Manaf, whose actual name was Mughira. His actual name was Mughira, but they called him Abdul Manaf. So far, if we can, it is only 5 names, we should try to learn it. The very first one is easy, second, third one is easy too. First one, Muhammad, our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Thereafter his father Abdullah, grandfather Abdul Muttalib, great grandfather Hashim. Thereafter Abdul Manaf, Muhammad bin Abdullah bin Abdul Muttalib bin Hashim bin Abdul Manaf. So inshallah next week or the week after, depending, inshallah next week or the week after, I'm not really too sure if we'll have the Seerah program next week. If not, then we'll definitely have it after 2 weeks. Then we'll talk with regards to the childhood of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam and the shakki sadr, the splitting of the chest. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all the tawfiq and the ability to practice upon whatever has been said. Just one last point that I would like to make. Halima Sa'diyah, when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam came into her ownership for a little while, we had mentioned that so many barakah, so many doors Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had opened. Likewise, if we were to adorn our life with the sunnah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam, do you not think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will also open up all the doors of barakah for us? Also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will do completely the same. Why? Because we have a connection with the sunnah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So one lesson that we will leave with today is that let's try to adorn our life with the sunnah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallah wa bihamdihi.